What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the video here on the Water Juice channel. Welcome back to the retro Miami Dolphins rebuild here on Madden 21 on the PC. And ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to spoil it for you, so make sure you pause the video here. If you haven't seen last episode, you need to go watch it, because I'm going to give you 3 seconds to pause the video and go watch that and then come back here. So 3, 2, 1. All right, if you haven't paused the video and gone back to watch the end of the video before this, I'm going to spoil it right here. Ladies and gentlemen, we won the Super Bowl. That is right. In, I think, season number 4. Yeah, because we started in 2005, 2006, 2007, and now 2008. Number 4, we won the Lombardi Trophy. It was a magical postseason run. We started out in the wild card. We played the Chiefs. We beat them. We went to Pittsburgh. We beat them in the divisional round. We went to New York and played the number 1 seed Jets, and we beat them in overtime. And then we headed to the Super Bowl, and we defeated the number 1 team in the NFC, the New York Giants, and we won the Super Bowl. In thanks for Jason Taylor, 5.5 sacks in the Super Bowl game itself, 13.5 overall in the postseason. Absolute dominant performance. Earned himself Super Bowl MVP. Well deserved. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we can get into this off-season video. Make sure to smash that like button, hit the notification bell, and the subscription button as well. Join the Juice Club, and let's get into the off-season. All right, here we are in the almost the off-season. We're still on the Super Bowl thing. I haven't advanced yet because I wanted to show you guys the awards. I realized I didn't show you the awards. I showed you stats and I showed you all that stuff, but I did not show you the awards. So we defeated MVP Chad Pennington. Think about that. We defeated in the AFC Championship game Chad Pennington, who won the MVP this year. Coach of the Year was Joe Judge. We beat him. So we beat the MVP and the Coach of the Year in this postseason. That's actually crazy. Chad Pennington wins Offensive Player of the Year. Joey Porter, Defensive Player of the Year. Matt Ryan, we beat Matt Ryan. He won Offensive Rookie of the Year. Gerard Mayo wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. That hurts a little bit. We should have had him. Byron Leftwich wins Best Quarterback. A.J. Feely finishes 6th. Best Running Back is Willis McGahee. Ronnie Brown's 6th. Wide Receiver is Sean McDonald. No Dolphins wide receivers, not even Calvin. Tight end is offensive alignment is David Stewart. We had Jahari in 3rd. Defense alignment is Justin Smith. No defense alignment here, not even Jason Taylor. Joey Porter, best linebacker. Quentin Michael wins best defensive back. Steelers take a lot of these awards. So are the Texans taking a lot of these. Mike Hollis is best kicker. Orlando Mare doesn't even make. Oh, he does 10th. And then back to Offensive Player of the Year for Chad Pennington. What a fantastic run this postseason. Our offense was 9th in the league this year. Defense turns out to be the 8th in the league this year, and we end up winning the Super Bowl. So it's crazy to think what just happened. We've got to bring back Brian Flores because that's the right thing to do. So we'll offer him a contract and then bring him back, and we will simulate to the first part of the offseason. So Brian Flores accepts the contract. He is still our head coach. We've got some upgrades for Vernon Davis. We'll upgrade him. And now we can view the 2008 retirements. Donald Driver retires, so we get him a ring. Christian Fourier retires, and Jason Taylor. Once again, I did this at the end of last episode. Bow down to Jason Taylor, a great career, caps it off with a Super Bowl victory. He rides off in the sunset with a Super Bowl and an MVP in the Super Bowl as well. Jonathan Ogden gone, Tony Parrish gone, Fred Taylor, Darren Sharper. A lot of the guys from the 2005 roster are starting to drop off here, starting to retire. Orlando Pace is out of here. Trent Green, Corey Dillon, Mike Rucker, London Fletcher, All these guys gone. Willie McGinnis is gone. Drew Bledsoe, Warwick Dunn, Sam Shade, Al Harris. A lot of these guys, very good players. Kerry Collins, all out of the NFL now. They've all retired. It's time for a new age of players. Mike Tomlin ends up retiring as well as the head coach. So now we're on to free agency. Let's see if we can splash some cash and make this team even better. All right, we've got over $100 million in cap space. So we need to make this team as good as possible to repeat as Super Bowl champions. And we need to start with a quarterback. Maybe we don't need to start with a quarterback. Running back, we could get a running back as a little bit of a backup maybe. If there's somebody here, maybe a TJ Duckett. Wide receiver, Josh Cribbs has 4 bids on him already. We could get any of these guys if we really wanted to. We could get a guy like Deion Branch, who's a little bit older, because we have so much money in cap space. Tight end, we don't really need a tight end. We're good on that. I mean, we could get a backup if we really wanted to. Offensive line, may need to get a couple of backups. Left guard, we're fine with. Center, we do need to get a center, so we may need to get maybe a Matt Burke or somebody. Right guard, we could use with a backup. Tackle, probably a backup. Defensive end on the left side, I think we're fine with. On the D-tackle side, I think we're good here too. There's not a lot of good free agents this year. Kevin Burnett, maybe we bring him in as a kind of a backup. Left outside linebacker. Nobody really in the middle. We got Derek Brooks here. We didn't bring him back, so we could end up bringing him back. He's got no bids on him, so maybe that's just what we'll do there. Corner, Sam Madison is here. Pac-Man Jones has 16 bids on him. I don't know how Pac-Man got let go at 25. How could you let Pac-Man Jones go? But we could bring back Sam Madison for a cheap contract if we really wanted to. Free safety is fine, and strong safety is fine as well. We still have a Linda Mari. He didn't retire, so that's good. I think I'm going to go through here and pick out some of the guys that I feel like we could get, and then I will bring you guys back in when I have some of the negotiations. Okay, here we are in free agency number 2. I offered a lot of players, some depth players mainly, a couple of big names. Let's scroll down here and see if anybody accepted. So we got rejected by center Matt Burke. That's fine. Accepted Jake the Snake Plummer to be our backup quarterback. Raymer is back here to be our center for another year. Darren Sproles accepts our contract. We've got Darren Sproles here now. And Hermans is now our backup left tackle. There's still some players that seem to have not accepted. We are losing on Deion Branch. That's fine. I'll withdraw that. We're losing on Josh Bullocks. I'll withdraw that. Losing on Kevin Burnett. Withdraw that. Jim Leonard. Withdraw that. Mike McKenzie. Withdraw that. So we've got 3 guys here. $77 million still left to spend. We're going to simulate another week and see what happens with the free agency. All right, all 3 guys accepted here. Sam Madison's back with the Dolphins. Ashworth is back to be a backup right tackle, and Derek Brooks is back on a 1-year contract. So that's perfect. All of those guys are back. We still have $78 million in cap space, which is fantastic. Some of the big signings around the league. Erasmus James goes to the Jaguars. Pac-Man to the football team. Alan Faneka to the Bears. Cedric Benson to the Bears. Brandon Moore to the football team. Mike McKenzie to the Bucks. Matt Burke chose the Vikings. Steve McNair to the Panthers. Marcus Spears to the Texans. Josh Cribbs to the Cardinals. Any other big names? Kevin Burnett chose the Rams over us. Dominique Foxworth to the Bengals. Deion Branch to the 49ers. Some big names. Big names. There's still some big names left out in free agency. If I need to go and get any of these guys, I may do it. There's a decent corner here. Ronald Bartel. I may actually put a bid in on him. He doesn't seem too bad. and we may be able to get him a little bit cheaper than usual, $10.5 million. That may be enough to bring him in, just to add a little bit more depth at the cornerback position while we wait for our corners to develop if I end up drafting any corners. And speaking of drafting corners, I'm going to show you guys my draft board here for the guys that I think may be a best fit for the Dolphins. Obviously, we need a quarterback. Matt Stafford is here. We're not going to have a high enough pick to get Matt Stafford, I wouldn't think. We got the 25th and the 32nd pick, so I wouldn't think that's high enough to get Matt Stafford. LaShawn McCoy's on here, Beanie Wells, DHB, Michael Crabtree, Percy Harvin could be a sneaky one. What did he run? He ran a 4.440, so Percy Harvin could be a nice one. Mike Wallace in the 3rd round. Jared Cook could be a nice backup tight end. TJ Lang, we need a center, so Alex Mack and Max Unger are both here. Andy Levitre, Michael Orr and Sebastian Vollmer are here. Michael Johnson and Robert Ayers. BJ Raji may be our pick if he's not gone already because he looks very good. Derek Marks is also here. He looks decent as well, so he may be our pick. I think if we're going to take somebody, though, it's going to be one of these linebackers because we need a linebacker. It may end up being James Laurinaitis, but it could also be Clay Matthews, or it could be Brian Cushing, depending on who's here, to be honest. They all three look very good. Ray Malaluga is also here. Brian Arakpo looks very good. He could be our right outside linebacker of the future. So we may end up taking him. But we also need a corner. So we got Darius Butler here who looks solid. He struggles with play rec, zone coverage, and awareness, but his combine grades are pretty good. Vontae Davis looks solid. He looks better than Darius Butler. We may go ahead and get him. Jerry's Bird, Sherrod Martin, Sean Smith, Gerard Powers. I do have Jason McCourty here, who I had not scouted yet, but he's also a potential option in the 7th round. So if we need to get a corner late, he could be an option. Glover Quinn looks real good. He's also a scheme fit. Malcolm Jenkins obviously is here as well. Patrick Chung, Mike Mitchell, Pat McAfee will scout because we do need a punter, and Thomas Morstead. So it's looking like a good draft with very much good potential here, especially at the linebacker spot. We could end up taking Brian Arakpo if he's not gone yet. Could end up taking Clay Matthews or James Laurinaitis, maybe even a D-tackle like BJ Raji, or a corner like Vontae Davis, or Jason McCourty in the 7th round. So there's a lot of good opportunities here in the draft. There's obviously some real good players everywhere on the board. There's really not another quarterback that I would take besides Matt Stafford, so if he's gone, then that's fine. We'll just have to stick it out another year with A.J. Feely. Wide receiver, I mean, Jeremy Macklin's here as well. He'd be a nice player to have at the wide receiver position, but we don't really need a wide receiver like that. We could get Sebastian Vollmer a little bit later. It's really just need to focus on the defense, especially that inside, like the defensive tackle and the linebacker spots. We really do need to focus on those. So that's what the draft is looking like right now, and we'll probably simulate to the draft. I don't know. Let's find out. Okay, so Ronald Bartel does accept. So we got another depth piece at corner. And I can go ahead and just finish up scouting some of these players down here at the bottom of the 3rd and 4th rounds, just to get as many players as scouted as possible. Get some of these tight ends scouted, some more D tackles, linebackers, some right ends, another center, another linebacker, another D tackle. There we go. So some of those big name centers, or none of those big players for the draft. And now it's time for the draft, so I'll see you guys there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the 2009 NFL Draft. Let's get this party started right now. The first pick is held by the New Orleans Saints. I'm going to pause it here like I always do. We're going to check the draft board one last time. Will Matt Stafford go number 1 overall to the New Orleans Saints? In real life, he goes number 1 to the Detroit Lions. Let's check and see what the Saints are working with here. Do they still have Drew Brees is the question. That's the real question of whether they'd take a quarterback or not. No. Where's Drew Brees at? Oh, Drew Brees never came. He was on the Chargers, duh. he never came over to the Saints. So they have Aaron Brooks. So they may very well take Matt Stafford with the #1 overall pick. Let's find out. 3, 2, 1. Next pick. They take right tackle Jason Smith. Madden, what are you doing? Your draft logic is so broken. Why would the Saints, who need a quarterback desperately, take a right tackle with the first pick? That doesn't make any sense. That's so flawed. What are we doing here, boys? This is where Drew Brees is. He's on the Pharaohs, or the Egyptians now, and they take Tyson Jackson, a right end, 70 overall. So the Rams, who do the Rams have at quarterback? Is this a possibility for them to take Matt Stafford? They have Ryan Fitzpatrick at quarterback. So it's very possible that they take Matt Stafford with this third pick. They take Aaron Curry out of Wake Forest. So Matt Stafford has fallen to the 4th pick in the draft. Let's see what happens next. Andre Smith, left tackle out of Alabama, heads to Indianapolis. Matt Stafford is still there. He seems like a can't-miss prospect. Why would they not take him? I don't understand it. Next pick, Eugene Monroe to the Raiders. B.J. Raji to the Lions. Top 10 pick, B.J. Raji. The Bengals have the 7th pick. Michael Crabtree to the Bengals. Darius Hayward-Bay to the Packers. Where are these guys coming from? Why are they getting taken like this? There's some can't-miss prospects here, and you're taking some low overall guys. They must not have done very good scouting. Pick 9, the Buffalo Bills take Brian Arakpo. Okay, so that was one of our options. He's gone now. Pick 9. Brian Cushing to the Broncos. That's getting me a little bit worried that some of my linebackers are going to be gone now. So we don't have Brian Arakpo. We still got Laurinaitis and Clay Matthews. Laurinaitis does say 2nd-round projection, but that doesn't mean anything. He could be taken. If it gets too crazy, I may trade up to get him. I don't want to, though. Malcolm Jenkins goes to the Texans. Robert Ayers to the Cowboys. Robert Ayers was a 2nd-round projection, wasn't he? He had to have been a 2nd-round projection. Maybe he was a 1st-round pick. I don't remember. The football team. Jeremy Maclin to the football team. We are in pick 14 right now. Matt Stafford has not gone yet. Larry English to the Patriots. Percy Harvin to the Cardinals. Alex Mack to the Bucks, so that eliminates one of our possible center options. Michael Orr to the Seahawks. I cannot believe this. We are in pick 18, and Matt Stafford is still here. That is absolutely crazy to me. So is Vontae Davis. So is Clay Matthews. We got our options here. I can't believe if these guys fall to us. Clay Matthews goes to Baltimore. All right, we're only a few picks away from possibly getting Matt Stafford and James Laurinaitis in this draft. Vontae Davis to the Vikings. It's getting intense now. It is getting intense. Vontae Davis was one of our big key picks that we could have gotten. I'm getting a little worried now. Who do the Titans have? Who do the Titans have that they might take? The Tennessee Titans. They have at quarterback Dan Orlovsky, so they may very well. This may very well be Matt Stafford off the board here. Eric Wood out of Louisville to the Tennessee Titans. The Cleveland Browns take Matthew Stafford. He's gone at pick 21. I could have traded up. I didn't feel like it was a good idea to do it. I'm fine with A.J. Feely at quarterback. Now I'm a little worried about James Laurinaitis. Brandon Pettigrew, Ziggy Hood, Hakeem Nicks. James Laurinaitis is here. Stinks that we can't get Matthew Stafford, but that's fine. Jared Cook is still here as well. TJ Lang, Max Unger. All right, it seems like a no-brain option to take James Laurinaitis, right? There's nobody else here that we really sweat by not getting. And we need a middle linebacker. James Laurinaitis, welcome to the team. He's a 72 overall with hidden development. James Laurinaitis is now on the squad. That's big. We needed a middle linebacker, and now we have one. Let's see who gets taken till our next pick. Aaron Maben to the Falcons. Louis Delmas to the Jags. Steelers take Donald Brown. The Niners, Darius Butler was a 71 overall. The Jets, Jarris Byrd. Connor Barwin to the Giants. All right, we are up again. We are up again. Ray Malaluga is here. Glover Quinn is in the 4th round. There's some decent corners down here, and Jason McCourty, remember, is a 7th round pick who looks decent, can probably grow a little bit. DeAndre Levy is projected to be a 2nd or a 3rd round pick. Ray Malaluga is here as well. He looks pretty decent, but I don't think we go for a middle linebacker. I think we go with Max Unger. I'm feeling Max Unger. It says that he's a... Hold on, I didn't mean to back out. It says that he is a early 2nd round pick, and we're in the final pick of the 1st round, so I feel like we got to take him. Yeah, it seems like the smart move to take Max Unger. He's a 70 overall with hidden potential. That's almost good enough to start, I think, for us. So Max Unger comes to the Dolphins. Ray Malaluga goes the next pick to the Saints. Alfonso Smith, Everett Brown, Andy Levitre to the Raiders, Kenny Britt to the Lions. I can't believe Matt Stafford fell so far. Patrick Chung to the Bills. LaShawn McCoy to the Texans. He was a 75 overall. Sean Smith to the Cowboys, 72 overall. No Sean Moreno to the Patriots. That's cool. Sherrod Martin goes. Senderick Marks goes. That's kind of bad. We're probably going to take him soon. Sebastian Vollmer to the Titans. And Beanie Wells staying in Ohio, headed to the Browns. All right, what do we do here? We have our center now. We have our middle linebacker. Now, what do we do from here? Mike Wallace is still here, along with some decent wide receivers down here. Brian Hartline was here, I saw. Julian Edelman's down there. Obviously, TJ Lang would be a nice player to have. We could probably get him a little bit later. Michael Johnson might be the move. Michael Bennett's also down here. I didn't scout him, but he's down there. We could take Michael Bennett and put him at defensive tackle, because I'm not liking any of these guys. Linebacker. DeAndre Levy's still here. Corner, Bradley Fletcher could be a good corner for us. Ladarius Webb ran a 4.3 40. Along with Gerard Powers, who ran a 4.38 40. Those guys are projected to be 3rd rounders. Greg Toller's also there too. Glover Quinn is still here. Mike Mitchell. What do we do? I think we take Michael Johnson with this pick. 67 normal. Oh, 67 normal for Michael Johnson. That's a little bit rough. So we may have missed on that pick. That's fine. We've got another pick here. Mike Mitchell ends up going to the Steelers. I'm pretty sure that's where he went in real life. And Glenn Coffey to the Giants. So now we have another pick here. We can't miss on these picks. These are the picks that win us Super Bowls. This might be the point to where we take TJ Lang. I know it'd be a big reach, but there's not really a projected third rounder that I'm liking besides obviously DeAndre Levy. He might be the move at right outside linebacker. I'm going to take a corner in this draft. And if Glover Quinn's still here, I'll probably take him. So we've got free safety, corner. So those two picks I'm going to take. Obviously, if Glover Quinn's still here. If he's not, then I won't take a free safety. But I think I need to take... DeAndre Levy. He could go. He's a decent talent. He's projected late second round pick. But TJ Lang's also here. He's a first round talent. I think we take TJ Lang maybe? He's projected to be a fourth rounder though. I bet he'll be here. I can't say that about DeAndre Levy. I bet he'll be here too, but I can't risk it. If we need a linebacker more than we need a tackle. So I'm going to get DeAndre Levy. If TJ Lang's here, great. But I'm going to take Levy. He's a 68 normal. I'm not getting lucky with these defensive picks. Mark Sanchez goes to the Saints. Josh Freeman to the whatchamacallits. Egyptians. Ladarius Webb was a 70 overall. That would have been nice. Chris Owens. Clint Sintim, Gerard Powers was a 69, Derek Cox was a 67, Rashad Jones, Mike Wallace, Jared Cook to the Broncos, Jason Williams.
The Patriots are now on the clock.
All right, our picks coming up. TJ Lang to the Giants. That's fine. That's fine. We didn't need a tackle. It would have just been nice to have him. I think now this is the time where we take Glover Quinn. The Bears have 3 straight picks. That's crazy. All right, I think this is the time where we take Glover Quinn. We've got a second round grade on him. And there's not anybody else here that I would really want to take. Michael Bennett is projected to be undrafted, so that's fine. There's not another lineman that I'd want. Although Alex Boone is projected to be undrafted. That wouldn't hurt to have him. Brian Robisky. There's not really a wide receiver that I'd want unless I get Julian Edelman. And then obviously quarterback. Maybe just take Pat White. He's got A+ throw power. We've got an undrafted grade on him. I'm not going to take him in the 3rd round. I'm going to take Glover Quinn just to have him. He's 68 with hidden. I'm curious to see what these Bears do with these picks. Mike Goodson goes. Keenan Lewis. David Burton. And Kaluka Maivia. So 3 straight picks. They used all 3 of them. Pat White was a 59 overall. He goes to the Falcons, trying to recreate Michael Vick.
The Steelers are now on the clock.
Brian Hartline ends up going to the Steelers.
The are now on the clock.
Sammy Hill, Rich Orenberger.
The Memphis Egyptians are now on the clock.
Corey Irvin. Now we're up again. All right. We still have a decent amount of picks left. I'm probably going to have to trade those picks back and get something for them. Oh, what do we need at this point? There's a few guys that are undrafted, like Michael Bennett and Alex Boone, that we could end up taking. And I'm feeling like we take Michael Bennett and move him to D-tackle. That might be the best move. Linebacker is good. We've already taken a linebacker. Victor Butler is still here. Corner, we've got Greg Toller as a possibility, and we've also got Jason McCourty down here, and Captain Munnerlyn too as a possible option to take. We've got a 3rd round grade on Jason McCourty. What is Greg Toller's stats looking like? We don't know. Oh, he's projected to be an early 5th round pick. What was Julian Edelman projected to be? He's undrafted, but he's projected. We've got a 3rd round grade on Julian Edelman. He could be our next Wes Welker. I'm going to say that Greg Toller is going to be here. I'm going to take Julian Edelman. I know he's projected to be undrafted, but with a 3rd round grade, And there's nobody else really that I want. Although, if he's projected to be undrafted, he might not go. So maybe I got to take one of these corners. I'll probably take Greg Toller, although Donald Washington had a 70 or a 7.2 combine grade. DJ Moore. Greg Toller is a scheme fit. Let's draft Greg Toller. 68 normal. That's fine, but he's a nice corner to have. Now let's see if anybody of note goes in the 4th round.
The Texans are now
Victor Butler ends up going. Donald Washington was a 64, so we won that one. Greg Toller was a more higher overall than that. So that's good.
The Buccaneers are now on the
DJ Moore's a 65.
The Ravens are now on the clock. The Titans are now on the
D'Angelo Smith goes.
The Bears are now on the clock.
Brian Robisky goes to the Eagles.
The Chiefs are now on the clock. The Steelers
Mohamed Massaquoi to the
clock.
Bears.
The 49ers are now on the clock.
And now we're up.
Are now on the clock.
Okay. So we've got Julian Edelman, Jason McCourty, and Alex Boone and Michael Bennett. Michael Bennett's undrafted. Alex Boone's undrafted. So is Julian Edelman. And Jason McCourty is 7th round. So I'm going to trade this pick. I'm going to trade this pick because I feel like we could get those guys later. Is there any picks next year that we can get? 2025 is what I need. There's only a few teams offering me 2025 picks. So I'll take the Niners 2025 first or 4th round pick.
We've got a trade.
They use Brandon. They use it to draft Brandon Hughes.
The Ravens are now on the clock.
Now we got to go to the 5th
Are now
round.
on the clock. The Bengals are now on the clock.
Some of those guys may get taken. I don't know.
Broncos are now on the clock.
But they're all projected undrafted, so I wouldn't assume they get taken. All right, now we're up again. How many picks do we have? We have this pick and then 3 6th round picks. So I could trade these picks and then go get some of those guys. I think that might be what I do. Let's trade away this pick and just get some value for it. Can I get a 4th rounder next year? The Patriots are offering me a 4th rounder next year, and so are the Jets. I'll probably take that, although the Bucks are offering me a 4th rounder next year. I'll probably take the Bucks pick because they weren't in the playoffs. So the Bucks are offering me a 4th round pick. That's good. I'll take that. They used it to draft Brandon Underwood.
The Eagles are now on the clock.
Then let's get to my 6th round pick. Jason McCourty ends up being a 67 overall. Okay, Captain Munnerlyn is still there, so if we need to take Captain Munnerlyn, we could do that. Cedric Pearman.
The Memphis Egyptians are now on the clock.
Nobody else of note has gone.
The Seahawks are now on the clock. The Broncos are now on the clock.
Our pick is coming up. Rhett Bomber goes. Arian Foster gets drafted to the Cowboys, and they take Julian Edelman as well.
The Cardinals are now on the clock.
So undrafted players can get drafted if they've scouted them enough. That's a little interesting that they took Arian Foster. He was down here. So that's making me think that we got to take some of these guys now with these picks. So I'm going to take Alex Boone. Who knows what he's going to be. 68 with hidden. That's big.
The Ravens are now
Michael Bennett goes to the Ravens. So now we don't really have any other choice to draft. And Captain Munnerlyn goes. So all the guys that I was going to take ends up going before our picks. Now we can just probably trade these picks away and get something because I don't think there's anything else that I really need. I mean, we could get Pat McAfee or something, I guess. Thomas Morstead. Graham Gano is here as well. We do need a kicker. Our kickers are pretty lackluster. I think I'm going to wait until the 32nd pick to take Pat McAfee, and then I'm going to trade away this pick. Gonna get something good for it. Looks like just a 5th rounder from the Colts.
Hold on now.
There we go.
This pick
So
is
the
trading
Colts get that
teams.
pick. Who do they use to take? They take
The
Brad
Giants
Jones
are now
and
on
Jeremy
the clock.
Parnell. So now I'm going to take with my final pick. I'm going to take either Graham Gano or Pat McAfee. Maybe Thomas Morstead. He's got some good power. Let's take Pat McAfee for the memes. Let's take Pat McAfee for the memes. He's a 72 with hidden. That's our draft done. Kind of sucks that some of the guys we were waiting on did get taken. But that's the draft done. I think it's a very solid draft. We filled a lot of needs. Still need quarterback. We didn't fill that need, though. But got James Laurinaitis, good pick. Max Unger, good pick. Michael Johnson could turn out to be a good pick. Who knows? DeAndre Levy, same way. Glover Quinn, I think, has hidden, so he'll be fine. Greg Toller might have been a miss, but we'll find out in the end. Alex Boone's a good pick, and Pat McAfee's a good pick as well. So I think this is a very solid draft. No quarterback, though. We'll still have to wait on that, but we've got plenty of cap space, so we can figure that out later. But I think that's going to do it for this offseason. The next video will be you will see week 3 of 2009 regular season when we introduce the 2010 draft prospects. So I'll see you guys then. Make sure to smash that like button, hit the notification bell, and the subscription button as well. Join the Juice Club, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya!